this is Alvin Brown, CEO and founder of the Center for Healing and Peak Performance, and I'm an integrated peak performance consultant and advisor, giving you tips and strategies you can use to help you get to that next level so you can reach optimal health and peak performance in your life, no matter where you are on your journey. I'm also the author of Journey to Personal Greatness, Mind, Body, and Soul, a blueprint for life balance and self-mastery, available at all your major bookstores, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Amazon, and in Canada's Chapters Indigo Online. Okay, so this is how it flows, in case your first time joining us. My goal is to share information that can help you literally achieve life balance and self-mastery, because I believe you can get there wherever there is, and that's the thing, you got to define what there is. I believe you can get there, but you can do it with balance. You don't have to buy into the idea that I have to give up my health if I want to get $1 million, or I got to give up my relationships at home, or something, or my mental, or my authenticity. So this is what this information is all about. It's about helping you drive hard. And I want to combine, over the years I've studied all different areas, I want to combine everything together and show you that you can have this life balance piece and the mastering yourself. So that's what this is about. So this today is Humpday Hustle. And in this section, we do 3 videos a week. Monday mindset, a little checkup from the neck up, a little mental emotional balance information. Today, Humpday Hustle, it's all about the body, the structure, the function, nutrition, working out, how to keep the body run at peak condition. And Saturday, Soulful Saturday, it's all about nourishing the soul, remain authentic to who you are. And also, I talk a bit about money on Saturdays, because I notice that money is just an energy. And it's about you feeling like you deserve it. Whenever you struggle in the area of money, it's never about outside, because if someone can earn $1 billion, you can earn $1 billion, but it's you feeling like you deserve it and you don't self-sabotage. So that's what we talk about in the soul area. So here we go, Humpday Hustle. I brought back Dr. Joanne Mina. Always good to be rapping with her and sharing information, and I get her to dive into. She's my go-to for nutrition, because I know nutrition in a certain level. Dr. Mina knows it at the next level. So you don't have to know everything. You just go to people who know more than you do, and that's what I do. So today we're going to talk about an area that is super popular. Like, you've probably heard it. Everybody out there has touched on this. Should I do it? It's fasting. And in North America, we rarely do it. In the East, they do it quite a lot. India, China, and various areas like that, they believe in pausing. For some reason, though, we believe in dumping and keep on dumping and hope this body of ours takes all the dumping we do. So should we fast? Is it good for you? That's what we're going to check out. All right, so I'll let her introduce and give you a little overview. All right. It's yours.
Basically everything that Alvin said, fasting has been around for so long, and I think it's such a great timing for this topic, since yesterday, for those of you who are Catholic, Ash Wednesday, Lent, we're giving something up, right? So we obviously know in the Bible it references Jesus doing his fasting for 40 days, 40 nights. Buddhism, Islamic faith, Catholic faiths, a lot of other religions they've also incorporated for thousands of years some form of fasting, one way or the other. Even up in the mountains, the yogis, they've been doing fasting, practicing it with their Ayurvedic medicine as a form of healing and therapy. So that's just a little brief. We could go over fasting for forever.
Ramadan kind of?
Exactly,
Yeah.
same thing, same idea. They're fasting, kind of like intermittent, because they do eat when the sun comes down, right? So, did I get that right?
Yeah, it's down.
Okay, my apologies.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into some short topics. Like I said, fasting is something that we could talk about for hours. I get questions on it all the time from patients. Should they, shouldn't they? What kind should they do? So I thought, you know what? Now's the perfect time. I'm actually doing a fast myself. I'm on day 4. I feel amazing. I'm a little bit hyper today, which is a good thing. So on that note, Alvin will kind of prompt me to each topic, and then we'll go through some basic pointers.
All right. So before we start in the overview, what is fasting generally? What is it? What is the whole idea of fasting?
So the whole idea of fasting is giving up solid foods, basically. And as we go into the different types, there's different types where you're completely avoiding all fluids, all solid foods. Then you can get into different ones where you're just consuming liquids and different kinds of liquids, which we'll touch on briefly. But yeah, that's the whole premise to fasting, is just avoiding any kind of basically solid foods.
Yeah.
So a big part is giving our digestive system the rest. That's a big
so we'll
benefit
get into
to
that
fasting.
more detail.
Yeah.
All All right, so just want to give you a quick overview in case there's anything else. All right, so let's start with it. Who should be doing this?
Okay, so what I like to say is anybody who's experiencing signs of toxicity. So for example, all of a sudden you're getting crazy headaches, you don't know where they're coming from, or if you're feeling really bunged up in the digestive system, specifically if you're constipated, breaking out maybe in these unspecific rashes, you're not really sure why they're all of a sudden happening to you, or maybe you're developing certain food sensitivities that you never really had before. I mean, these are usually the key signs that we say, okay, there's a bit of toxicity going on in the bottle. We need to decrease the inflammation. So one of the options you could do is to do a fast.
All right. So then, now that we're going to get into that, and the types, there's a few different types. What are the types of?
Basically, there's your dry and your wet. So your dry fast is nothing. No food, no liquids, no juices, no water, which is obviously the toughest of all of them. I probably wouldn't recommend that one, but then you have a lot more gentle ones like your juice fast, where you're switching different types of juices, you're consuming only liquids only, and then a little bit harder. So the Master Cleanse is one of the popular ones out there. That one kind of came to surface around the 1970s. So that one is ideally a lemonade mixture of lemon, pure organic maple syrup, cayenne pepper, and water, and you're just consuming that for a number of days. And then there's also a lot more harder of a liquid fast is just plain water. All right.
All right. So another key area, great points. The length. How long should someone go on one? And what are the indications for that?
Okay. Obviously, if it's your first fast, you don't want to jump into doing something like a 28-day fast. I think that would be obviously too harsh on the body, and you probably wouldn't last that long. So I say if it's something that you're interested in, try doing just a plain 24-hour fast. You don't necessarily have to go a dry 24-hour fast with no food and no water. What you could do is for that 24 hours, maybe just consume all juices, see how your body feels. From there, you can then graduate to bigger, more complex and longer duration fasts, like 3 days, 7 days, 10, 28. And then from there, if you want, there's other different types of fasting where you are eating, but you're eating at different times of the day. So for example, fasting for 16 hours, usually overnight, and then you consume all of your meals in an 8-hour span. For men, usually for intermittent fasting, it's stated that they should probably do the 16-hour fast and then 8-hour refeed. For women, a little bit shorter of a fast, 14-hour fast, and then a 10-hour time period where you are eating your foods. But obviously, the longer that you are cutting out the solid foods, the more benefits you're going to get from it. So the 3-day one, you're just touching base on eliminating toxins. As you go a bit longer to 7 days, now is where you get into rebuilding and boosting your immune system. And then your 10-day, you're now doing all of those, the above, and also being really preventative on degenerative diseases and illnesses. All right?
All right. So you alluded to it. Now let's talk about a little bit about the benefits of going through all of this and what they're going to get from doing it.
Okay. So again, one of the big things we mentioned was just giving your whole digestive system a break. I mean, your digestion starts from your mouth all the way to the rectum. It takes in everything from the food you eat, from the air that we're breathing in, medications, chemicals, you name it. So really giving the gut a break is a nice way to reduce a lot of the inflammation that most of us, especially in North America, do exhibit. So again, tying into that is detoxifying the whole body. That's another great benefit to fasting. Also breaking eating patterns, because I tend to find that people will be so stuck on sugars or those processed foods. So it's nice to give the body a break from those types of patterns. A lot of people will say, I don't know how you can do any kind of fast. I think that my focus would be gone. I wouldn't be able to think. You would be surprised what the body can do in certain situations that you put it through. So one of the things you definitely can get from fasting will be greater mental clarity. I can attest to that. I've done many different fasts in the past, and that certainly is a benefit from one of them. Again, increased energy definitely is something that you will experience after trying out a few fasts. I mean, you won't get it the first time, but once getting over that hump, you do experience these great benefits from it. And then some more on the energetic level, common things are to basically move you from a situation where emotions are just stuck. So if you're feeling very heavy in terms of emotions and energy, it's a nice way to really get things moving. And then another final one, there's so many more benefits really, but these are just the basic touching surfaces, but enhancing your spiritual connection. I find those are all great. That's a nice way to just allude, okay, what are the benefits of doing any kind of fast?
And this makes 100% sense when you think about it for a second and think how much distraction and energy it takes to be digesting your food all the time, the liver, the pancreas. All these organs are constantly working, so the body's distracted, your mind is distracted with the food and constant sharing of energy. So you can imagine with eliminating the excessive activity would lead to, definitely just makes sense that it leads to all of this great stuff that goes on. All right, so last one. Should everybody be, the key question is, should everybody be doing it? And we get that question a lot. And by the way, we will be replying to a lot of the questions we ask, especially with the herbs and so forth, but we want to make sure everybody's safe. So the big one is the contraindications, or the safety that you should be thinking about. Is it right for you?
Definitely, I would not advise pregnant women or nursing women to be fasting. You can release a lot of toxins into the bloodstream that can then transfer onto the baby, and as well, babies need as much nutrients as they can get to develop. So definitely hold off if you're pregnant or nursing. Children, probably not a good idea to be fasting. Anyone with any liver, kidney diseases, those are going to be your excretory and filtering organs, so you want to make sure those are working optimally in order to do proper fast so that you don't experience any really bad side effects. Eating disorders, probably not a good idea to be incorporating a fast into someone who has any kind of eating disorder. And also, last but not least, anyone who's afraid of doing a fast. You don't want to push them to be doing one. So, yeah.
Exactly, that's key. Because it'll be a horrible experience, and this is really a necessary experience that you should be having.
Yeah.
So, all right, so that is fasting in the nutshell, nuts and bolts of fasting. Everything's short and sweet. But if you need more information, connect with us. Again, we're gonna be replying to. There's a few questions that we're gonna answer, especially on the ashwagandha. We're gonna go back and answer those. And any questions you have for Dr. Mina, send them along, post them underneath. We get those and we'll reply. If you're in our geography or you want to do something online, Dr. Mina does a 15-20 minute free consult, and she's also here to help you through the fasting, through finding out the right remedy for you. And naturopathic doctors are, if you break the word down, they're natural doctors. They find the alternative remedies that, other than the medications, and they work with your doctor too. So it's not one or the other. They can work with your doctor, and so it's another option for you. And human beings love options. So that's what we're here for. All right. So fasting. Any questions you have? I hope this gives you a little, and we'll do the download, the primer. You can have it. I hope this gets you started on your journey to giving your body a break. And you should, after many, many years, decades of just putting in, especially the foods we eat in North America, the pizzas, the fries, and just think about the years of all that stuff in your system, right? So think about fasting.
And just one note, anyone who wants to start a fast, definitely you want to advise your medical healthcare provider or your naturopathic doctor if you're working with one, so that they can properly supervise you through that transition.
Yeah. As I said, look at the contraindications. A lot of things can go on through that. Don't take any food in excess. Anything in excess you should have someone with you on that journey. All right, so until next time, fasting, think about incorporating it. And also visit our website, the Center for Healing and Performance.com, journeytopersonalgreatness.com. Like, share this information with friends and so forth. Let's build a community of people. We're here every 3 times a week to help you get to that next level. If you know anyone that this can help, share it. Sign up to our website, get our newsletter. If you're in our geography, visit us and check us out. Right? Until next time, we want you to be relentless about finding what brings you joy, and we call that personal greatness. Until Saturday, peace and love.